from the obvious physical characteristics like hair and skin tone and everything else, I feel like it's more of a mindset, you know, and how like you're perceived in society. Because being black isn't just about how you feel, but how like people feel, like respond to you. So I guess the combination of the, you know, people's reactions and your personal perception.
When I was little, I used to think that my mom wasn't black. Like at daycare, people would be like, "Oh, is your mom black?" And I'd be like, "No, she's not black," because I thought that since she had light skin, she wasn't black. And then when I found out that she was black, I was really surprised. So yeah, I guess when I was little, like being black meant skin color, but now it's just like the people that you identify with.
I don't know what it means to be black because I feel like I'm still growing into that name. Because I never really considered myself black until I came here. Until I had to, like, when I was applying for scholarships and for school, colleges, and I had to like check myself into a box. And black was the one that I related most to. That's when I started thinking of myself as black. But when you live in an international setting, black is not something you talk about. I mean, it's assumed. It's what country you come from, not who you are in that sense.
My
family is from Jamaica.
My family's originally from West Africa. I would say Ghana, but in the past 2 weeks we learned that it's actually part of from like Cote d'Ivoire and Togo, so, but it's Ghana.
I don't know.
No? Okay.
I mean, like, I know that my dad's part Native American and he's part black, but I don't know what black part. And then my mom, she's German and Irish and some black. But I don't know. Oh, Bahamian.
My family is from West Africa. Both my parents were born in the Gambia. Small country next to Senegal.
My mother is Ethiopian with Somali blood. My dad is from Somaliland.
There's a black, just African American black, and then there's African black, which I feel has two different connotations. If it's, you know, the American black, then it's people assume you're not intelligent, or they assume that you talk a certain way or you act a certain way.
People tend to think that you have a harder time learning things for some reason.
African Americans are stupid. I mean, they're uneducated. They're hood rats. They are baby mamas. They are the epitome of what the American dream isn't supposed to be. They're like the scum of the American dream. They're the ones that are running around that have the opportunities that an African wants, but they're running around doing nothing with it.
You eat certain foods, like you have to like watermelon or chicken.
Loud, ignorant ebonics. Chicken with hot sauce, catfish, grits and watermelon, apple juice, orange soda.
African Americans, from what I understand, view Africans as like the stereotype is that they're hungry, they're savage, they're underdeveloped, they're the charity case. They're the ones running around in the jungle with no clothes on.
Initially, they used to make me angry because I feel like if people expected me to act a certain way, and when I didn't do that, then I wasn't black. I mean, even to my black friends, they thought I wasn't black enough. I was a little bit too. They called me an Oreo because apparently, you know, black on the outside, white on the inside, because I didn't talk the way they did or I didn't act the way they did. When I'm in Ghana, because of my dreadlocks, people think I smoke weed or I'm a Rastafarian, even though honestly I have no idea what the definition of that is.
Well, people will be like, "Oh yeah, do you smoke weed?" But they're always kidding. Or they'll ask like, "Oh yeah, are you Rastafarian?" Or what bugs me about having dreads is that people will be like, "Does your hair grow from the top or from the bottom?"
People have negative views about dreadlocks. When my sister decided to get her dreadlocks, my mother was furious. Because where she comes from, in Jamaica, you know, the place that is famous for the dreadlocks, you think of the nasty Rastafarian man who isn't washing his hair, and just looking like some kind of vagabond, just roaming, some vagrant.
Most of my friends are West African. And even here, most of my black friends are African American or West African. And most of them talk about like perming their hair or getting weave and like the rules with perming your hair. I didn't know until like a couple months ago that in order to perm your hair, you have to keep it unwashed. I never knew that. And when I like ask questions like that, like my closest friends will give me this weird look, like, wait, you weren't born with this knowledge, kind of thing. And I never have to do that, so how would I know?
Interestingly enough, my friend Harriet and I were at lunch one time with my other friend Della, also in the video, and we ran into one of their friends who was sitting right next to me, and she asked Harriet if her hair was real. Now, Harriet has very long, beautiful hair. When I saw her, I knew whether her hair was real or not. And we kind of played around with her, and we were like, no, her hair is not real. And then we finally told her, yes, her hair is real. And then I go, well, it's a good thing you didn't ask me about my hair. And her friend turned and said, but your hair is real. And I'm like, no, it's not. I think people tend to accept that my hair is mine quicker than they're willing to accept that Harriet's hair is hers. Just on the simple fact that I'm lighter and she's darker. My inspiration for making this video was my good friend Diane. One day we had a conversation about her race, and I realized that the black perspective and what we think is black can be very narrow. I also made this video because within the black community, we need to understand each other. Being Caribbean, a lot of times we're forgotten for one thing, because there's the Africans and there's the African Americans. Or they want to group us all as African American, forgetting that there are the Caribbeans that are not African and that are not born in America. A lot of times people think that, oh, you know, all Africans are the same, all American black are the same, all Caribbeans are the same. For me, a lot of times I'd be with a group of Haitian people and I would feel left out because they would speak their Haitian Creole and I wouldn't understand what they're saying. They'd talk about things that they talk about and I have no idea. So I made this video so that within the black community we can understand each other. And although a lot of times we have very similar struggles, because we're seen as the same group, we aren't. And that's why I had to make this video, so that people could understand that we're all different.
Till I'm laid to rest, yes, always be depressed, there's no life in the West, I know the East is the best, yes, propaganda then spread, tongues will have to confess.